Psychologists have a term for that: motivated perception. The idea is we don't see everything. What we notice is biased and selective. You may have heard of your reticular activating system. No? Here's the scientific, super nerdy definition. The reticular activating system, RAS, is a network of neurons located in the brainstem that project anteriorly to the hypothalamus to mediate behavior, as well as both posteriorly to the thalamus and directly to the cortex for activation of awake, desynchronized cortical EEG patterns. Do you get that? Me neither. But here's what I do know. The reticular activating system is your brain's gatekeeper of information. It leads you to ignore what you've pre-decided is non-essential and notice what you consider important. This is why you never noticed a silver Honda Pilot until you started thinking about buying one. Then you were seeing silver Honda Pilots everywhere. Were they there before? Yep. Your brain was just choosing to ignore them. You didn't notice them until they became important to you. So let me ask, what do you see in your home? When you're driving? At work? At the grocery store? On the sidelines at your kids' games? Walking through your neighborhood? What do you see? You see what you're looking for, what's important to you, what you've trained your eyes to see. I bet you'd be stunned by what you don't see. That there are all kinds of hurting people God puts in your path. I asked what you see. How about this? What did Jesus see? 40 times in the Gospels we read, Jesus saw. Those two words are the launching point of so many amazing stories of transformed lives. If we want to have the results Jesus had, those amazing stories, we need to see what Jesus saw. What did Jesus see? He saw hurting people, desperate people, people who needed God. Why is that what he saw? Because that's what he was looking for. That's what was important to him. Question. Think back on the last couple of days. Who might God have put in your path so you might love them and point them to Jesus, but you didn't notice or just ignored them? Ask God to bring those people to mind. Challenge. Start beginning your day with the prayer, God, help me to see what you want me to see. Ask God to give you his eyes for hurting people who need him. Day 3. What Jesus Saw. The movie Saw came out in 2004. Saw 2 followed in 2005. In 2006 came Saw 3. In 2007, Saw 4, and 2008 saw the release of Saw 5. Saw 6 came out in 2009, then in 2010 saw the final chapter. What's my point? Well, putting out a movie every year is a lot for a film series. Also, there wasn't a lot of creativity in titling those movies. But mostly, in 7 years, there were 7 Saw movies. Is that important? Not at all. But in Matthew chapter 9, the word saw occurs 7 times. 7 saws, 7 saws. Kind of cool. Anywho, while reading Matthew chapter 9, I noticed saw kept appearing. 7 times we read about what someone saw. And that's not to mention the 2 blind men who couldn't see but then could. Reading the chapter, I realized I wouldn't have seen what Jesus did. At the beginning of the chapter, some men brought to Jesus a paralyzed man. What would I have seen? Well, duh, a paralyzed man. But what about Jesus? When Jesus saw their faith. Verse 2. Also interesting, Jesus told the man his sins were forgiven, rather than his legs were healed. He saw a need in the man's life that wouldn't have been